Becoming a soldier in the United States Army National Guard is not easy, but it is worthwhile. It all starts with basic combat training, or BCT. During the 10 weeks of BCT, you will learn to overcome any challenge placed before you. Going from a civilian to a member of the world's most elite fighting force will transform you both physically and mentally. The U.S. Army has 4 sites for BCT: Fort Benning, Fort Jackson, Fort Sill, and Fort Leonard Wood in St. Robert, Missouri. Basic training is divided into 3 phases: red, white, and blue. New soldiers training at Fort Leonard Wood will first arrive at the USO station at St. Louis Airport, where 1,000 new recruits pass through each week.
Whenever I arrived here, I didn't know what was going to happen, at all.
The USO is a private, non-profit organization that lifts the spirits of our troops at hundreds of locations around the world.
I'm from St. Louis, but I'm already homesick. I know I'm going to miss my family and friends a lot. It's the way it has to be.
After signing in at the USO, you will be picked up by bus and driven to the BCT training center. Soldiers in BCT are progressively given more responsibility, privileges, and independence with each new phase of training.
Whoa, this is for real. I'm going to start basic training today.
It is here you meet your drill sergeant.
Listen up. From here on out, you will not do anything until the drill sergeant tells you to do so. Do you understand? Yes, sir. You will respond with yes, drill sergeant, no, drill sergeant. Do you understand? Yes, drill sergeant. Drop the book. Let's go. You're taking entirely too long. Hurry up. Get off this bus. Hurry up.
New soldiers arrive at Fort Leonard Wood Reception Battalion. And after a final phone call to inform family they've arrived safely,
I have arrived at Fort Leonard Wood. I am safe. I will call you later.
They receive clothing for physical training, a laundry bag, a pistol belt, and a canteen. Then it's on to the barracks for sleep.
All right, let's go.
Parents and spouses, you need not be concerned if you don't hear from your loved one over the 10 weeks of basic training. Families will be happy to know that soldiers will be treated with respect, will not be harmed or hazed, and be assured that your soldier will receive the best training and care the Army has to offer. Soldiers assemble in line order, splitting males and females into 2 groups. Males and females train together but are housed separately and will receive 3 square meals a day. Reception typically lasts 4 to 7 days and includes initial preparations like haircuts, physical examinations, dental exams, x-rays, and optometry exams, distribution of uniforms and personal gear, and ensuring soldiers are administratively prepared for training. You will process through DEERS, the Defense Enrollment Eligibility Reporting System. It is also here that you will receive your military ID. You will have your photos taken in Army Combat Uniforms, or ACUs.
The medical moment of truth is when you are going to be questioned about your past medical history. It's important to disclose honestly what has happened in the past with you in the way of any psychological or physical problems that you've experienced in the past, because of the fact that it would affect your training and put yourself potentially in danger, potentially put other soldiers in danger if you're not ready for training.
Soldiers will undergo their preliminary medical exams that include blood tests and immunization. Out of your initial pay, a $350 advance will be loaded onto your Eagle card that can only be used to purchase necessary items for completion of training. The Post Exchange, otherwise known as the PX, carries only essential materials. Don't expect to find refreshments or snacks here because they are not allowed during BCT. Be prepared, because there's no smoking, no alcohol, no drugs, and no junk food during training.
Privates overall, when you arrive here at Fort Leonard Wood, what I want you to keep in mind is that you need to keep an open mind. Let the process work. What I mean by let the process work is don't fight your drill sergeants. They're here to help you. They're here to provide mentorship to you. They're here to teach you. They're here to coach and mentor. That's our basic goal here. We're going to provide you that training and walk you through that training step by step. A drill sergeant is never going to make you do anything that they wouldn't do themselves first. They're going to demonstrate every task that they're going to ask you to do. All these tasks are going to be incorporated into you to make you the soldier that you will be when you leave out of here. Once you leave out of here, know that you've received some of the best training you could possibly receive in the U.S. Army here at Fort Leonard Wood.
Red Phase, weeks 1 through 3. Upon arrival at your BCT training unit, BCT begins with soldier integration.
Why are you still on this boss? Get off of the boss! Let's go! Get off the bus! Let's go, boss! It's my time now! Let's go! Private, hurry up! Don't kill yourself getting off the bus, Private. All you have to do one thing. I gotta pick him back up and get down there to the city. Why are you in everybody's way right now, Private? You have got to be kidding me! That's where you go! Walk! Run! Make up your dang mind and freaking run! Move! Let's go! Move!
Directly behind somebody, right there! Now put your face in your bag!
During their warrior integration period, they're going to get a first-hand experience with what it's like to have drill sergeants.
Put your left arm up! Your left arm! Put your left arm up and move down!
It's going to be an eye-opening experience for a lot of them. Some of them are going to be a little set back on their heels.
Open it up and take the feet. One, stop, lock it up.
But they're going to be fine. This process lasts for about a half a day. And then they'll start processing their paperwork and getting squared away. This is just that, welcome to the Army, I'm your drill sergeant.
Spread them out so I can see them. 3 each arm. 3 on each arm. 3 on each arm. Back in your head. See what your arm is and shoot part of your body.
Over the course of 10 weeks, these recruits learn about the 7 core Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. It's extremely important that they come ready to train and have a positive attitude.
Moving through the Red Phase, soldiers develop basic combat skills with emphasis on equipment familiarization and skill development such as first aid, physical readiness training, and team building. Highlights include the confidence course and the gas chamber.
I ain't never doing that again.
In the gas chamber, soldiers are exposed to CS gas and are expected to react.
The reason why we had soldiers do this is to give them confidence in their protective mask. To show them they will stay sealed to their face in a chemically contaminated environment, and they will be able to continue their mission no matter what the enemy throws at them.
It's a little bit of that, man. The most wonderful experience ever.
During weeks 4 through 6, White Phase, soldiers begin honing their skills with basic rifle marksmanship.
Fire when ready.
Soldiers will also train in combatives, otherwise known as ground fighting techniques. There are no weapons, and soldiers are trained to close in on the enemy. A combination of fighting disciplines are taught, from the stand-up fighting skill of traditional and Thai boxing, to the throws and takedowns of wrestling and judo, to the ground grappling of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. The combination can be brutal, tempered by intelligence and common sense. This training builds a more competent soldier. The confidence course tests personal courage on elevated obstacles.
And the obstacle looks scary on the bottom. Once you start getting up, it gets a little bit easier. Once you're crossing those 4x4s, it definitely gets scarier because you just look down, there's nothing below you. But once you get to the top and you start coming down, it's not scary at all.
You will learn your strengths and weaknesses and learn to depend on your battle buddies to make it to the end and complete the course. Also during this phase, soldiers are instructed on tactical foot marches, on map reading, land navigation, and compass skills.
74? 70. It's not 70. What's that, 78?
Blue phase concentrates on individual tactical training and increased leadership, self-discipline, and teamwork. This phase is the culmination and the most challenging of all the training phases. During the U.S. weapons immersion, trainees first practice with dummy grenades. And graduate to live grenades.
You have a good grip. Test target. Stand up. Hold hands. Throw grenade.
They will also undergo field training exercises and simulated combat scenarios during the day and at night. You will have a battle buddy who communicates what needs to happen so that you can stay accountable for your team. You've done it. Completed basic combat training. And taken your place among the greatest fighting force in the world. You've passed the red, white, and blue phases, and now proudly wear those colors on your U.S. Army National Guard uniform. Your family, friends, and loved ones will be proud of you. People will look to you and look up to you. You are a soldier. Your future, unlimited.